Megan, an avid urban explorer, had heard whispers about the abandoned St. Mary's Asylum. It was said to be haunted, with numerous reports of eerie sounds and ghostly apparitions. Drawn by her curiosity and a desire for thrilling content for her YouTube channel, she decided to venture inside. As she approached the imposing structure, a chill ran down her spine. The asylum loomed over her, its windows dark and foreboding. The overcast sky added to the oppressive atmosphere, but Megan pressed on, her camera in hand. Pushing open the heavy wooden doors, Megan stepped into the entrance hall. The air was thick with dust, and the smell of mold was overpowering. She panned her camera around, capturing the decayed grandeur of the space. The grand staircase in the center seemed to beckon her, leading to unknown horrors above. Making her way down the hallway, Megan's footsteps echoed ominously. The flickering lights created a disorienting effect, making it hard to see clearly. Old wheelchairs and gurneys lined the walls, their rusted frames casting eerie shadows. She could almost hear the whispers of the past patients who had once roamed these halls. Megan cautiously entered one of the patient rooms. The small space felt suffocating, with its rusty bed frame and old mattress. Graffiti covered the walls, and the barred window let in only a sliver of light. She could feel the presence of something unseen, watching her every move. Venturing further, Megan found herself in the treatment room. The sight of the old medical equipment sent shivers down her spine. A rusty operating table stood in the center, surrounded by cabinets filled with dusty bottles and tools. The walls were stained with what looked like old blood, and the floor was covered in debris. She could almost hear the screams of those who had undergone horrific treatments here. As Megan explored, she came across a narrow staircase leading down to the basement. The steps were cracked, and the walls were covered in grime. Hesitating for a moment, she steeled herself and descended into the darkness, her flashlight barely piercing the blackness. The basement led to the morgue, a cold, dimly lit room with metal drawers lining the walls. An old autopsy table sat in the center, and the air was thick with an unpleasant odor. Megan's flashlight flickered, and for a moment, she thought she saw a shadow move. Her heart raced as she tried to convince herself it was just her imagination. Determined to capture every corner of the asylum, Megan continued to the boiler room. The grimy space was filled with old boilers and pipes, the walls and floor stained with soot and rust. A single light bulb flickered overhead, casting an eerie glow. The air was stifling, and she could hear the faint sound of water dripping somewhere in the darkness. Just as she was about to leave the boiler room, Megan heard a faint whisper. She turned, her flashlight revealing a dark corridor. At the far end, she saw a faint figure standing, barely visible in the dim light. Her breath caught in her throat as she realized she was not alone. Panic set in, and Megan bolted for the exit. She could hear footsteps behind her growing louder and more frantic. Bursting through the entrance doors, she didn't stop until she was outside, the sky now turning a dark shade of purple. She looked back at the asylum, her heart pounding. She had captured something truly terrifying, but she knew she would never return to St. Mary's Asylum.
Thank you for watching Midnight Knocks. If you enjoyed our horror stories, please give this video a thumbs up and hit that subscribe button for more spine-chilling tales. Don't forget to check out our other videos for more eerie adventures. Until next time, stay spooky.